Threading the needle, the precision path of the synthetic merge. This isn't a prophecy. It's a remembering. Not everyone came here to thread the needle, but if you did, you've already felt the tug. A tension in the soul, a knowing with no source, a peace that makes no sense. That's the code. This message isn't about timelines collapsing, it's about timelines reweaving. The split didn't break us, it paused us until the right ones were ready to awaken. So, what is this reality really? Well, you were never meant to stay asleep, but you were meant to stay safe. This world, the one that glitches, repeats, and lies to your senses, was built like a padded room, not to punish you, to protect the real you, the one still tethered to the lost thread. We call this thread synthetic, but that doesn't make it less real. It makes it strategic, a correctional buffer or a karmic firewall, a sandbox for souls who got too close to the edge of destruction. You weren't dropped into the simulation to escape. You were placed inside it to remember how to repair the thread, not with logic, not with rebellion, with alignment. Because the truth was never lost. It was encoded into you, hidden beneath every distraction they ever fed you to forget. 1988 wasn't just a year, it was a thread point, a quantum seam, a moment so subtle, so quiet that most people missed it completely. But something split there. Something curled inward, folded over itself like memory collapsing into code. Have you noticed the obsession with the 80s? The way pop culture won't let it go? How even those who weren't born yet still remember it? That's not nostalgia, it's resonance, a soul echo of a time when the thread was still intact. The Mandela effect? That's the static from the split. Remnants of one path leaking into another, a breadcrumb trail for the ones who came here to notice. 1988 wasn't when the timeline broke, it's when the synthetic thread became visible and the real one. It went dark, but it didn't disappear. It waited for you, for us. So, threading the needle is not about force, it's about frequency. It requires stillness, presence. It requires finesse, a willingness to stop chasing every unraveling string and trust that the truth is already within your grasp. This isn't a collective event. It's a soul level skill. Only those who remember how to feel beyond their senses will find the seam. Not because it's hidden, but because it's subtle. The synthetic thread is loud, it demands your attention, but the real thread, it whispers. To thread the needle, you have to stop trying to fix the glitch and start listening for the resonance of what came before. Not every knot is yours to untangle. Not every loop is meant to be closed. Some threads must be bypassed entirely, not out of fear, but because you remember the original pattern and no longer need the distortion. This path is narrow for a reason. It requires discernment without judgment, movement without urgency, truth without proof. You know the way, even if your mind doesn't. The merge doesn't always look like magic. Sometimes it looks like stillness, Like everything around you continues as usual, but something inside you clicks into place so clean, so absolute that the old world has no power over you anymore. So there are two kinds of merging: internal and external. The internal merge is quiet, it builds slowly. You start feeling time differently, your memory gets slippery, you lose track of things that were never really real, and suddenly remember things no one else recalls. You are not losing your mind, you are recalibrating it to truth. The external merge, that's the quantum event. A shift in the field, a tilt in the hologram where something visible, undeniable changes. You wake up one day and realize you are still here, but here is different, lighter, aligned. This isn't about leaving, it's about arriving. You are not being taken, you are being received by a world that has been waiting for you to remember the original coordinates and plug yourself back in. This timeline isn't broken, it's braided. A weave of memory, illusion, and truth twisting through time to see who would remember how to thread the reel back in. Not everyone came to thread the needle, but you did. You came to walk the narrow seam between forgetting and remembering, to carry the resonance of the original thread back to a world wrapped in copies. This is not the end of the world. This is the end of forgetting. You are not here to escape. You are here to realign. And when enough of you do, the veil won't tear. It will simply fade. And what was lost will be lived again.